Welcome to Story Time with me, Miss Sheila. I hope you're having a wonderful and beautiful day. Today I have a special story and it's called Babies of the Bible. So let's find out about the different babies, okay? Okay. I hope you're having a wonderful and beautiful day. I so hope so. So let's get reading. It goes important people in history in the Bible were once babies too. Let's take a look at them. Who could have guessed that this little baby right here, can you guess who it is? So look, there's a lion right there in the rainbow. Who could it be? Did you say Noah? Yep, that's what it says. It said would grow up to be Noah, a man who heard from God to build a big boat called the ark. When the floods came, his family and many animals were saved. God sent a rainbow in the sky as a sign of his promises. And you can find about that in Genesis 6 to 9. So chapter 6 to 9. Look at this little boy in a basket. Who would have guessed that this baby was? Do you remember who was put in a basket in the river? Who? Do you remember? Would grow up to be Moses. His people were in trouble, so God sent him to free them from Pharaoh. He and the Israelites saw many miracles from God, and they even crossed the Red Sea. So that story's in Exodus. See, when they crossed the Red Sea, he got all the people. He said, "Let my people go." And also, Moses was given the Ten Commandments to give to us. Such a cute baby. Who would have guessed that this little baby, who do you think she is? Who do you think? Would grow up to be Queen Esther. She had an important job to do. She had to ask the king to save her family and friends and all her people. She and all the Jews fasted for 3 days and God saved them from harm. And you can read her story in the book of Esther in the Bible. Who would have guessed that this little baby would grow up to be Deborah, the prophetess and judge? Through her leadership and with the help of another woman named Jael, they saved their people. And you can read about her in like the book of Judges, chapter 5. Who would have guessed that this little baby would grow up to be Hannah? She loved God, but she was sad because she could not have any children. And one day she prayed to God and he gave her a son. His name was Samuel, and he became a great prophet of God. And you can read about that story in 1 Samuel. See this little guy right here? Who would have guessed he would have grown up to be King Josiah? He was only 8 years old when he became king. When he grew up, he was able to remind his people how to worship God. He told them to break down their idols. And you can read about his story in 2 Kings, chapter 22 to 23, and 2 Chronicles, chapters 34 to 35. Who would have guessed that this baby would grow up to be? Who do you think this baby is? Hmm. John the Baptist. He was promised to Elizabeth by an angel. John preached God's word to everyone, everywhere. And he went, everywhere he went, he baptized many people. And he even baptized Jesus. And you can read that in Luke 1, verses 5 to 25. Who would have guessed that this baby would grow up to be? So he's fishing as a little boy. Who do you think he is? Peter, the first disciple of Jesus and bishop of the church. He didn't think he was going to be anything but a fisherman. God had great things for him to do. He even walked on water. And you can read that story on Matthew 14, verses 22 to 36. What an experience. Who would have guessed that this little baby would grow up to be Priscilla? She and her husband were a great help with the starting of the early church. They even had church in their own house. She was such a great helper that Paul gave thanks to them for doing their best to help those who trusted in Jesus. And you can read their story in Romans 16, verses 3 to 4. So this one, I read this a little bit. So I put the picture of my little grandbaby E, but you can put your own picture. So you picture yourself as a baby right in there, okay? Okay, but this is my little bunny. You see this little baby right here? Who would have guessed that this baby will grow up to be you? You. This is Eli, my little guy. You are one, and so are you. Make sure that you can put your name or your picture in this, okay? Okay. But you are a wonderful blessing to all those who know you. So true. One day you will grow up to do something great with the love of God. St. John reminds us, my dear children, you belong to God, so you have defeated them because God's Spirit who is in you is greater than the devil who is in the world. 1 John 4, verse 4. So let's read that again. You are wonderful. You are a wonderful blessing to all those who know you. One day you will grow up to do something great with the love of God. John reminds us, my dear children, you belong to God. So you have defeated the enemies because God's Spirit who is in you is greater than the devil who is in the world. 1 John verses 4, chapter 4, verse 4. So I hope you enjoyed that story. Until next time with me, Miss Sheila, you keep shining your light bright and know you're dearly loved. Bye for now.